We got the TBC Preraid BIS Protection Paladin Edition gear guide here. We're going to go ahead and start with the helmet. Now these may not be in the game depending on how the itemization goes and how the phases are laid out. I would imagine they won't be for phase 1, but if you're looking at this guide later, I would recommend going engineering for the Tankatronic goggles. They do require max engineering, and there's other reasons to go engineering. We'll get to it later, but these are the best in slot Preraid BIS tanking helmets. Now, if you're playing this early or you don't want to be an engineer, the Fell Steel helm is a great option. It's a BOE blacksmithing recipe. Should be pretty cheap. A lot of people will be making these. Another option, the Helm of the Righteous from Paladin and the Mechanar. A lot of people want to go for the 2-piece, and I wouldn't, fault you for that. So this is one of the best slots to get the 2-piece. This and the gloves. If you're not interested in any of those other options, Myrmidon's headdress from the Steam Vault quest, the Warlord's Hideout, is an option, although I would go for one of the others. Now for the necklace, Necklace of the Juggernaut requires 25 Badges of Justice. If you're not bothering with that, Natasha's Battle Chain, you can get it at the Blade's Edge Mountain quest, the Houndmaster. Strength of the Untamed, you can get that with the Cenarian Expedition, Revered Reputation. And Enchanted Thorium Torque, you can get that from High Botanist Freywin in the Botanica. Now for your shoulders, I would recommend Fan Blade Pauldrons from Heroic, words are hard, Akanai Crypts. If you're not going to do that, and I don't really know why you wouldn't, you could go for Spolders of the Righteous if you for some reason don't want to bother with the helms or the gloves, and that's dropped by Lodge in the Botanica. Another option is Warchief's Mantle. It's from the Caverns of Time quest, Return to Andormu. Now for your cape, Devil Shark Cape from Warlord Calithresh in the Steam Vaults is probably your best bet. Burnous of the Shifting Ages from Chrono Lord Deja and the Black Morass is also another option. Bogstrok Scale Cloak from Rockmar the Cackler in the Slave Pens is probably an easy grab until you get one of those. For your chest piece, the best piece, Jade Skull Breastplate, dropped by Nethermancer Sapethria, is what I would recommend. Another option is the Vindicator's Halberd, requires Aldor Revered Reputation, and Breastplate of the Warbringer from the Negrin quest Forge Camp Annihilated. Now for bracers, Bracers of the Green Fortress is your best bet. It's a BOE blacksmithing piece. Until you get that, Shatari Raw Arm Guards from the Shadow Labs quest The Soul Devices is also a great option. And Thaddeus Bracers from the Netherstorm quest When the Cows Come Home is also a great placeholder until you get the Bracers of the Green Fortress. Now for gloves, I would go for Fell Steel Gloves, BOE Blacksmithing. If you're interested in the Righteous 2-piece, Gauntlets of the Righteous from Warchief Kargoth Bladefist and Shattered Halls. And if you're for some reason not interested in any of those, Thaddeus Self-Correcting Gauntlets, dropped by Dahlia the Doomsayer in the Arcatraz. For your belt, the Shatari Vindicator's Waist Guard from a quest How to Break into the Arcatraz is probably the best bet. Girdle of the Immovable from Quagmoron and the Heroic Slave Pens is also worth looking at. Another piece, Light Warden's Girdle from the Netherstorm quest Deathblow to the Legion, could serve until you get one of the other pieces. Legs, Time Warden's Leggings should last you quite a while and requires Revered with the Keepers of Time. You could also go with the Fell Steel Leggings if you want the 3-piece set, although I would advise against that. It's a decent placeholder until you get the Time Warden's Leggings. Now for your boots, Flesh Beast's Metal Greaves are pretty great and pretty easy to get. They're from a Manitomb's quest, Somebody Else's Hard Work Paying Off. Obsidian Clod Stoppers are also an option from High Botanist Freywin in the Botanica. And Ascendance Boots from Shadow Moon Valley quest A Job Unfinished are also an option. Now for your rings, your best bets are Andormu's Tear from the Caverns of Time quest Hero of the Brood and Elementium Band of the Century from Harbinger Skyris and the Arcatraz. Other options include Dathramir's Ring of Defense from Pathelion and the Mechanar again, and Protector's Mark of Redemption from the Shadow Moon Valley quest Dissension Among the Ranks. For trinket options, you have Adamantine Figurine from Blackheart the Insider in the Shadow Labs, Figurine of the Colossus from Warchief Kargoth Bladefist in the Shattered Halls, Dabiri's Enigma from the Netherstorm quest Dementius the All-Devouring. Now if you're not going engineering, you can get the Argosian Compass from the Black Stalker in Heroic Underbog, and if you are an engineer, the Goblin Rocket Launcher is a great option, requires 350 engineering. For the Librum, you'll usually want to use Librum of Repentance, which requires 15 Badges of Justice. Librum of Saints Departed from the Maker in the Blood Furnace is also worth picking up. For your main hand weapon, Continuum Blade from Keepers of Time Revered or Stormcaller from Thrallmar Exalted is probably your best bet. Manarath from Pathilion and Mechanar is also an option, but I would prefer the other two. For your shield, Azure Shield of Caldera requires 33 Badges of Justice, or Crest of the Shatar, which requires the Shatar Exalted reputation, are your best bets. As placeholders, you could go with the Aegis of the Sunbird from High Botanist Freywin in the Botanica, or the Platinum Shield of the Valorous from Investitor Helmaw in the Shadow Labyrinth. Have a good one, and see ya in TBC.